Long time ago, there was a husband and wife living near the witch's magical garden. Every day, the wife would always look in the magical garden to admire the beauty of the plants. Time passed and the wife got pregnant, which made the husband very happy, so he promised that he would take good care of her. But when her stomach got bigger, she became ill and refused to eat. The husband got to know that she didn't want to eat anything except the lettuce from the magical garden. In the middle of that night, the husband snuck into the witch's garden and plucked out some lettuce for his wife. After she ate the lettuce, she felt better. The next night, the husband snuck into the garden again to steal the lettuce, but the witch was there waiting for him. The witch captured him, so he begged for her forgiveness and claimed that he is helping his pregnant wife. The witch listened and replied, "You can take all the lettuce you want, but you'll have to give me your baby." The husband was very afraid, so he agreed and took the lettuce to his wife to eat until she recovered from her illness. Days passed and the wife gave birth to their child. The witch came to see them and took the baby away. She named the baby Rapunzel and raised her like her own daughter. Rapunzel grew up with more beauty every year. The witch thought that Rapunzel should be only hers, so she took her and locked her up in the tower. The tower had no doors or stairs. There was only a window on the top. When the witch wanted to see Rapunzel, she would shout up, "Rapunzel, let down your hair." Then Rapunzel dropped her long braided golden hair down for the witch to climb up. Rapunzel lived in the tower and never went anywhere else. She could only sing up in the tower to relieve her loneliness. One day, a handsome prince passed by and heard Rapunzel singing. He followed that voice until he reached a tower and saw a beautiful girl singing. He fell in love with her and he came back every day to hear her sing. Until one day, the prince was on his way to the tower and saw a witch calling Rapunzel and climbing up the tower using Rapunzel's hair. When the witch left, he went to the tower and imitated the witch's voice so Rapunzel would let down her hair. The prince climbed up the tower. When Rapunzel saw the prince, she was very shocked because she never met anyone except the witch. The prince spoke to her gently and told her stories about the outside world. He brought roses for Rapunzel every day, and she would hide them in the trunk so the witch wouldn't see it. The witch came to see Rapunzel and smelled roses in the room. The witch opened the trunk and found them inside. She knew immediately that the prince was seeing Rapunzel. Then the witch cut Rapunzel's hair and used her magic to send Rapunzel far away in the jungle where nobody knows where it is. When the prince came to the tower and called for Rapunzel, the witch let down Rapunzel's hair. While the prince was climbing up, the witch released the braided hair and made the prince fall from the tower. He fell on bushes of thorns which injured his eyes and made him blind. The witch cursed the prince to never see again unless he finds Rapunzel. The prince lost his sight and got separated from his wife. He felt discouraged and walked into the forest without a destination. After many years, one day the prince was walking in the forest and heard a beautiful voice. He heard a familiar, beautiful singing voice, so he walked along to that sound. Once he reached, he met with Rapunzel singing. She was living with twins, their children. When the two met, they both hugged each other and cried. Rapunzel's tears of love helped heal the prince's eyes. In the end, both of their love made them free from sorrow and loneliness. The prince took Rapunzel and his children back to the kingdom, and his family lived happily ever after.